Hello and welcome back to Cryptocurrency Trading and Mastering Scalp Trading Strategies by Wealthy Education. In this video, we'll talk about flags and pennants. So a flag and a pennant, they're essentially the same thing. They begin with a move in one direction or the other, either up or down. And then there's some type of consolidation. So when it's a sideways channel that kind of tilts back a little bit, they call it a flag. And you can see why. It looks like there's a pole and there's a flag. When it's more of a triangle, it becomes what is known as a pennant. So the pennant, and they are the same thing. They're just different shapes. The goal is to see continuation. So if you break above the top of a bullish flag, in this case, or below the bottom of a bearish flag, you measure the height of the pole. So let's just say it's $10. On our breakdown below there, you're aiming for $10. You put your stop loss on the other side of the flag and off you go. Same thing with a pennant. Exact same thing, except for it's more of a triangle instead of a channel shape. So really it's the same pattern. It just comes down to how it consolidates. So best way to explain this is just to show an example. So this would be the pole. Go ahead and change this to black. Let's make it 2 pixels. You can see it. So there's your pole. And this is your flag. This is a bearish flag. We break down below the bottom of the flag, and then we have no issues whatsoever hitting the target. Stop loss goes up there, right? So that's a bearish flag. Like I said, they come in both positive and bearish and bullish flavors, and they happen quite a bit. The higher the time frame, the more reliable. But it is something that short-term day trading types of traders will get involved with. So with Ethereum, you can see that this was a little messy, but you can definitely see that there was something going on there. Whether or not it was doable, that remains to be seen. But you can make an argument that we basically hit the target. I don't know. It really comes down to how you would draw your lines. It's a little bit messy, so let's just go ahead and ignore that one. I don't know that in the heat of the moment you would have looked at that and said, it's a screaming flag, right? That's another thing too. You do want it to be somewhat obvious so that other traders are trading it. So this is a pennant. See, it's a triangle. It's got a pole. And that's basically where we ended up. So bearish pennant. Let's go ahead and switch to a different coin. Let's do Doge. So, keep in mind that, again, the higher time frames do tend to perform better. But with a market like Doge, you're going to have to be really quick. So I see another bearish pennant here. And a lot of this is just a function of how crypto itself had been trading as of late as I record this. Obviously, you're going to have more bearish than bullish setups. And that's not to say that they don't happen, just that there won't be as much price action that's favorable in a lot of these coins. Let's go back to Bitcoin. There's another bearish flag. You can see there and there. Here's a bullish flag. You can see it did hit that target. And there's a pennant, bullish pennant. Obviously, we hit that target without too many issues. So in this next video, I'll show you, I'll walk you through some of these setups and I'll show you why you would have been interested in them. and some other things that coincide quite easily. And in fact, I'll probably start with this one. Hello and welcome back to Cryptocurrency Trading, Mastering Scalp Trading Strategies by Wealthy Education. In this video, I'll run through some examples here of trading flags and pennants. So this is the one we were looking at as I concluded the last video. And the reason I wanted to point this one out is from the most basic setups, you can see the volume just exploded on this flag. Another thing that I like about this is we are breaking through this resistance barrier. So at this point, you're probably looking to buy it, maybe not from the pennant itself or from a fresh high. Either way, it works out, obviously. But with this massive amount of volume, clearly, the market took off at that point. That's a pretty straightforward setup. So here we have a bit of a bearish pennant. Just a handful of hours previously. You can see that the volume is starting to pick up a little bit on the downside. So the question then becomes, if you have this setup, what else talks you through it? Well, you can look at moving averages, and you can see that the moving averages have spread quite nicely. And when we broke through there, they still were. And you hit the target on this short position within 5 minutes. Stop loss up here. You go ahead and get rid of that one. You go ahead and pull up, let's just do Ethereum. So Ethereum has been very noisy as I record this recently. Should provide plenty of price action to look at as we go through the charts. So we have a situation here where we have a grind higher. We have a flag. It's a little bit of a channel it's pulling back from, right? So the question then becomes, where do you begin the pull? And that is going to greatly change your target. Now, nonetheless, pretty much wherever you started it from, it eventually hit it. So you do have to realize there's a little bit of artistry here. Look at this volume. We take off to the upside. Moving averages are really spread out. Now I would take a look at the MACD and look at this. We just really started to take off as we climbed this flag. We dipped a little bit during the flag, and then we crossed bullishly again, and the histogram took off. Again, I don't know that the MACD is reason enough to take the trade, but it is a secondary type of indicator. So as I zoom through this chart, here we go. Here's another pennant that formed, right? But check this out. It didn't really kick off until later. So it came back, but it really didn't break that low till here. Could you have taken it? Yes. Would you have taken it? Maybe. But this shows you the predictive power. You can see that we tried to cross both the zero line and the MACD and then fell apart. Let me try one more chart here. Stalling. Pretty messy bullish flag, but I think you could call it that. Looking at this, you can see that's basically, we just stopped right on a dime. When we broke out, we started crossing to the upside again. And therefore, we took off to the upside. Now, another thing that you can take a look at is a fib. So remember, this is where the flag was, the channel part of the flag from this move, right? Well, notice that the 50% level offered support right between there and 38. point two, depending on which part of the flag you're looking at. So that would have been a buying opportunity based on that as well. So a lot of different things you can put to work, but pretty well-known patterns, and a lot of traders like them. And therefore, maybe they become a little self-fulfilling as a result. So in your next video, you'll be looking at wedges and triangles. Very kind of similar concept as flags and pennants.